Today we kick things off with healthy eats, and we know what we eat is important, but sometimes all the information out there can be a bit overwhelming. So today we're heading straight to the source to find out about a promising new diet that's been shown to reduce our risk of Alzheimer's disease by more than 50%. It's called the MIND diet, and it was developed at Rush University Medical Center. Here's how it works. There are 10 categories of foods we're encouraged to eat. Green leafy vegetables, other vegetables, nuts, berries, and beans. Also on the good foods list, whole grains, fish, poultry, olive oil, and wine. Then there's a list of 5 food groups to avoid: red meat, butter and margarine, cheese, sweets, and fried fast food. I met up with one of the developers of the MIND diet, nutritional epidemiologist Martha Claire Morris. She explained how the nutrients in some of these foods are making an impact.
The MIND diet focuses on foods and nutrients that all of this research over the last 20 years has shown to protect the brain against Alzheimer's disease and aging. And it's there to snatch up free radicals as they're generated as the brain is functioning. It's been found to reduce the bad plaques that accumulate in the brain that represent Alzheimer's disease.
I set out some of the foods in the diet guidelines that may bring up a few questions. Talk about green leafy and green vegetables and how those help and what's in them that help you sustain a healthy mind.
Lutein, vitamin K, vitamin E, folate, those are all nutrients that have been investigated and shown to be important for the brain.
I see berries on our table here. Now, blueberries I know have a lot of antioxidants. Is that part of what's good about them?
They've been shown to protect the brain, reducing the number of neurons that die, improving memory function.
Let's talk about grains. I mean, I've always heard that you gotta lower the carbs.
Whole grains are a very good source of vitamin E and folate, also fiber, and those nutrients have been shown to protect the brain. 100% whole wheat. You went to look on the label of the foods that you buy in the store.
For your heart, they say have a glass of red wine, but wine is on this counter because you're saying it's okay for your brain to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's.
It's a more complicated answer than that. People who don't consume any alcohol, they have a slightly elevated risk of cognitive decline than people who consume very moderate amounts. By moderate amounts, I mean no more than 1 glass a day for women or 2 glasses a day for men. But every glass, in addition to that, actually has damaging effects.
So key with wine, moderately.
Yes.
We then talked about 2 of the foods that the diet recommends limiting that may surprise some of us.
Red meat is one of the primary sources of saturated fat. That is why it's in the MIND diet to limit. We say no more than 3 servings of red meat per week. A high saturated fat diet and low in unsaturated fats disrupts the brain's ability to keep bad things getting into the brain and then also assisting good things to get in the brain, like nutrients. So it damages the integrity of the blood-brain barrier.
So I'm kind of disappointed that cheese is on the don't list. What is it about cheese that is saying, hey, listen, cut back on that?
The primary reason why cheese is on that list is because of the saturated fat. Going for low-fat varieties of cheese, really cutting down the amount of cheese.
Martha told me some of the best news about the MIND diet is that people who stick to it, even moderately, saw their risk of Alzheimer's decline by as much as 35%.
Significant results. They had significantly slower decline and significantly lower risk of Alzheimer's disease.
Exactly. Thank you so much. This is really, really great.